They are the women who tamed the Wild West. And when it comes to the Wild West, we go no further than our area experts at the Buffalo Bill Museum in LeClaire. Rita Farrow is here from the Buffalo Bill Museum. Thank you so much, Rita, for being here.
Well, thank you, Kyle, for inviting us.
Yes, well, you have a really big weekend coming up. It's all about the Harvey Girls, which we'll talk more about the Harvey Girls here in just a moment. But it's kind of the kickoff of a series that you're really highlighting women in history.
Women in history, and all of this is intended to be a fundraiser for the really big show that's coming in June.
Yes.
June 29th and 30th, we are having Buffalo Bill Brings the Wild West Home. So it's going to be held at Cody School, and yeah, it's expensive to bring all the horses into town. Stagecoach, Gatling guns, drill teams.
Yeah.
I know. So these smaller tees are an effort to do a little fundraising for that project.
Let's talk about it. It's the first in a series of teas that are coming up. So let's talk about the Harvey Girls.
And the Harvey Girls, I'm fascinated by this story, and I had never heard it. Had you ever heard of the Harvey Girls? I have not, no. Well, Fred Harvey, who was the original, he was an entrepreneur, he was an English immigrant, and worked for the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad. He bought and sold freight time. But he realized once the railroads went all the way to the Pacific Ocean, that there was no food kind of west of the Mississippi. It was hardtack and boiled coffee. So he thought, now all these people are trying to go west. There's the gold rush, there's after the Civil War, the 1880s, everything's happening. And he thought, he figured out a way to take food and to feed people. So he became famous for Harvey House restaurants, and they were dotted all along the Southwestern Railroad line. And the problem he was having was he couldn't, jobs in waiting and being waiters was traditionally a job held by men at that time. Yeah. New York, Boston, those fine restaurants always had men waiters. But he couldn't keep them employed. They kept leaving the Harvey houses to go pan for gold and whatever. Well, they were getting drunk a lot too. I think I read that in the book. Yeah. So he put an ad in all of the big cities back east, and you couldn't do this today because the ad said, looking for single young, attractive single young women between the ages of 18 and 30. They made $17.50 a month, and you became a Harvey Girl. You didn't know where you were going to be stationed, but you lived in kind of a dormitory situation with a room mom, and you worked in Harvey houses. And 100,000 young women went west and did this job. And it ended up being, the restaurants were fabulous. And they were white linen, Irish linen, China, and the coffee was never more than 10 minutes old. And they had to learn how, every train had to stop because the time was steam engines. Yeah. So as they stop along the way, there was usually nothing available but hard biscuits. And imagine being able to go into a restaurant and order filet of sole. They were famous for their steaks and their apple pie. Their apple pie, which you did bring a little apple pie with us, which I'm gonna have to snag a bite here. As you tell me a little bit more about where the event's happening this weekend. You got a nice little event. So this Saturday, May 11th, our kickoff event is about the Harvey Girls. We're calling it the All-American Apple Pie Tea. I know. So we're gonna have apple pie made by a famous farmer's market cook, my sister Rhonda. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Shout out to Rhonda. Shout out to Rhonda. But it's gonna be at the Grasshopper Gatherings, which is a new event venue, kind of in LeClaire, although everybody remembers it as Grasshopper, which was used to be a gift shop. And Kim has renovated it. It's beautiful inside. And now it's an event venue for smaller events. It's wonderful for bridal showers or having a birthday party. But we have it this Saturday, and the McCaffrey, it used to be an old River Pilot mansion. Oh, okay. The McCaffrey house, which certainly goes with our history. You know, the Buffalo Bill also has the Lone Star. The last, did you know that? I do not, no. It's the last wooden-hulled tugboat doing business on the Mississippi River. We not me personally, we dry docked it in 1967 and then raised $1 million to put a building around her in 2008. And you know, I gotta get myself out to the Buffalo Bill Museum. Yeah, it looks like an amazing museum with lots of history. I'm gonna make my way out there to learn more. They do a wonderful job. Yeah. And it's great for kids. We just toured 444 kindergartners. Wow. From Pleasant Valley School. Pleasant Valley is our partner with the Wild West Show in June. Yeah. That event is gonna be held at Cody School, named after our boy. Yeah, named after our boy. And so, you know, we don't want to ignore this wonderful outfit that you have brought with you today, because you're encouraging people to dress like the era that you're talking about. It is fun to kind of dress in period costume. And this is an original, not original, it's my original. Yeah, it's your original. I made this based on the 1946 Judy Garland movie called The Harvey Girls. Yeah. And I had to watch that. It's a terrible movie. I don't recommend it to anybody. Wow. Whoa, boy. You're selling it for us. I know. And I had to pay $4 from Amazon to get the darn thing. That was kind of a pain, but I had to see how the back of the apron went. Yeah, there you go. I could be a nun or a waitress in this. I'm ready to go. Well, I think you're... The 1910s, they're calling me.
So yeah, you're encouraging women and everyone who come to dress in the era, right?
Yes, it'd be wonderful fun to dress. And if Morgan was here, I brought a hat for her, but I'm not going to make you wear it. But really, it would have been fabulous. Tell her what she missed.
She would have looked great in it. That is for sure. So this is the first of many series that you have planned. Can you give us kind of a little teaser of?
Well, we have June 7th. We've got scheduled Victorian. I call it Victorian lingerie, but I think it's actually called Victorian nightgowns. And then there's another one called Buffalo Gals. I don't even know what that's about, but yeah, they're writing books now, so we'll see.
Okay, and obviously these all cost
it's $25. The tea on Saturday is from 3 o'clock until 4:30.
Okay.
And so just like the Harvey House, they get their choice of coffee or tea. Coffee was cup up, tea was cup down.
Oh, interesting.
Yep,
okay.
they had
and
a code.
You get this delicious apple pie, which I'll be eating more of in the break. But, you know, obviously this all raises money for the Buffalo Bill Museum.
Yep.
And you kind of teased ahead the big show you got this summer.
I mean, really big show. Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you watching have heard of this because it's kind of exploded on social media. But this is Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. This is a big show coming to LeClaire at Cody Elementary in June.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.